Hello, Patreon supporters. Thank you so much for sticking through this with me. I feel like I haven't been providing much free content through the podcast over the last couple of months. And I alluded to some of that in the video I just sent out, which was supposed to be sent out a month ago. But yeah, I feel kind of like now it's December, I need to start recovering from November. And I feel kind of like that's possible now. But I'm still in the thick of things. Yeah, my son is moving in and there's some drama around that and trying to get his stuff moved over. And I traveled in November and my husband traveled in November, and I started a new part-time job at a bookstore. And I'm trying to beta launch this Focus and Finish, ironically, coaching program. And I'm super excited about it. It's going to be awesome. I just need to get all my ducks in a row. And dogs make me laugh, and that makes everything better. So I guess what I was excited to tell you right this minute, and I just finished feeding the dogs and my husband's not home yet from work. So I thought I would just quickly send off this new connections video, December 2019 connections video. So here's my epiphany. It has to do with self-care, but not in the way that you would think, or the way that I would think anyways. And to me, self-care is like getting a massage or getting a pedicure. And lately I've been thinking, oh yes, self-care involves going to the gym. It's not as much fun as a pedicure, but you know, it equally makes me feel healthy and good and have attention span and energy. You know, I went to the gym today. I worked out really hard, so I'm extra tired today because I'm going back to the gym after about a month of not going. So I have to like reacclimate myself to the body demands of, you know, working out every day. So I've gone 2 days in a row. I'm going to go tomorrow. I'm hoping to start making it a daily practice. A daily practice of cardio and 2 days a week of weight training as well. So that's my plan. So anyways, back to self-care and my epiphany. So I know about myself that I'm a thinker, and I really need time to process things. Now, I never really thought that I was, because I work well under deadlines. I can zip into crisis mode if I need to, and I can be efficient and get things done. But I realized just tonight that if I don't have a section of time at least once a week, like a giant chunk of time, like 3 hours once a week, to think, to plan, to dream, you know, about business growth and what my next book's going to be about or whatever. It's just thinking time. Usually that involves sitting down with a pad of paper and a pen too. I think well with a pen in my hand. You know, I don't feel right in my skin, and it makes me a little bit crazy and I get super overwhelmed, and I feel kind of like I never replenish and recharge, and I'm just sort of running on fumes, which is kind of a bunch of metaphors all mixed in together, but hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. I have had a journaling practice, every morning journaling for the past, 5 years or something. And I was starting to complain to myself because my journaling ends up being like a to-do list or something. And I want it to be like, you know, thought-provoking and, you know, processing some emotional thing, which, you know, does happen when it needs to. But, you know, I'm kind of embracing that, okay, this is a to-do list morning and that's what I'm writing down. But but having that daily check-in time where I'm thinking about what the day needs to bring, awesome. But I really need that weekly sit down and just plan out my week, or think about my monthly goal and how I'm, am I reaching that? Am I getting close to that, or am I struggling? And more important, if I'm falling apart for some other reason, I can pivot and change the plan. But I can't do that unless I have the time set aside to rethink the plan. So I think that is why November has been so extraordinarily crazy making for me. I mean, it was generally legitimately crazy making, I think, for anyone, because like I said, I started a new job and I'm trying to launch a new business, and my son's moving back in, and we had construction and travel, and that was all like in 1 month. So I think that would make anyone insane. But all through that, I also have not had time set aside to just think and ground myself in the reality of my new schedule, my new life, my new parenting / roommate role with my son, who's an adult now. And yeah, it's kind of just weird over here. And I know that has shown up in my online presence, and I do apologize for that. And at the same time, I'm hearing from my other business like mentors out in the interwebs, the people that I listen to and read and listen to their podcast and kind of go to for advice. I've been hearing there from more than one source that it's important to be vulnerable to your audience, and that especially if you're trying to sell coaching or something, that if you're too professional and too put together, that you're not approachable and therefore perhaps not a good fit for somebody that would be, seeking that coaching to begin with. So if there is any shred of truth to that, here is me and all of my CEO confession hashtag status. I don't feel very put together this month, but I am going to sit down and do my thinking, and I'm going to, do my own program. I'm going to focus on a project and I'm going to finish it, and then I'm going to focus on the next one and finish it, and it will all get done, and I will feel good about my accomplishments. It's not going to be as professional and polished as I maybe mistakenly feel it needs to be. I think that I'm also maybe owning up to some of that imposter syndrome that I talked about in my last video. I never really thought that I suffered from that too much, but this month, November anyways, I felt really not put together, and therefore didn't want to put out an inferior product, meaning the podcast, without my audacity and without the intro music. And so I haven't been recording any podcasts because I felt like I couldn't do a good job for you. And the reality is, probably you just want content. You don't care if there's an intro music to it. So I apologize for not providing that weekly content that I'm trying to, be known for, and it will, it's going to change. And December, I think, is about picking up the pieces, taking that self-care time. I need to sit and think. So if you also are one of those people that need to process a little bit longer, maybe not, I don't need to process when I receive information at the time, but I do need to process it some other time. So if I can't process it right then then I need to save it up for the time when I can sit down and process. So process time, that's my new self-care regime. That's my epiphany. So I hope that was helpful for you. I hope that you can see yourself in me a little bit. And if you need any help, or if you have any questions, or if there's something you want me to talk about on the podcast or whatever, just please send me a message here, and I would really love to hear from you. So that's it for now. I'm going to go check on a software transfer that's happening right now on my new laptop, and close the door because it's cold outside and the dogs were coming in and out during this video. And then I might sit in the hot tub. So that's it for now, and I will see you in the next video.